So I have a little bit of an alternative practice. I work with a teacher called Steve Terrell who specializes in attachment. And within somatic experiencing, there are sort of a couple of different branches. And one is just getting the basic training that anybody, anywhere, can apply to anything. So if I'm a nurse and I work in an ER, I can keep in mind how overwhelmed a person is when they're coming out of anesthesia. And I can kind of relate to them a little bit differently. Now, I'm not processing their trauma and trying to do anything about it, but I'm aware of what's happening. And so, anybody can do that. Teachers, we get psychiatrists, we get osteopaths, we get physical therapists, massage therapists, just about, from all different walks of life. As an MFT, usually when people come into the training, their primary practice is sitting and talking and processing. The other branch is body work. So my practice actually combines the two. So I do a certain amount, like a minimal amount really, talking in chairs, but I actually do somatic experiencing body work primarily. And that is because what we can do is help repair the systems that are trying to build self-regulation. And I give their system an experience of settling. Now, sometimes material will come up, and sometimes a therapist, I also do that piece, much like what we were doing tonight. And I was laying here, and then I had this memory of, this thing. Okay, let's notice that. Okay, when you notice that, what happens in your body? Okay, well, I got a little bit contracted, or, got tight around my throat, or something like that. Okay, so we're just going to let that happen. And as you notice that, what else is there? Because we've got that front and center thing, the trauma, and I'm trying to help them notice other things besides that, so that their system is able to more pulsate rather than just fixate on one thing. So sometimes it's true that when I do the SE body work, that their system will calm down a lot. I would say that's probably 90 to 95% of people who come in, that they get really relaxed. And so I want them to pay attention. How do you know it's relaxing? How do you know it's relaxing? I'm just relaxed. How do you know? So I start asking really weird questions and help them notice that experience of being in that window of tolerance. And then what I do is I ask them to notice, after they leave the office, how long does that feeling of being relaxed last? And then the following week, we see if it starts to extend over time. So that when we pretty much know we're done is when their system is able to do it all week long on its own. And usually somewhere in there, old processes will start to emerge from the physiology, things unwinding, essentially, that we support. So that's my practice. But essentially my main focus is on early attachment ruptures, so pre-perinatal, postnatal trauma. And what I really found interesting that is really emerging from some of the new research on the brain, especially, it's not totally new, but it's Stephen Porges's work, polyvagal theory. And what we learned from that, among many, many other things, is that there is a specific pattern that gets laid down in that period of time that we all associate with attachment and bonding, when the parent has the baby and they're soothing, and they're actually building the child's parasympathetic. So the child knows how to activate, I need this thing. Parent comes in, okay, I got you. And they help the baby calm down. They really don't have much capacity for doing that on their own when they're first born. Right? So it's during that phase when there's good attunement and a good supportive environment that our capacity for managing stress now is actually built. So and you can imagine how closely that would be connected to attachment issues. I never learned how to calm down. I never felt safe with my caregiver or whatever it was. Right? The pattern for more of anxiety or whatever it is. But the good news is that it can be rebuilt now. Otherwise, that would feel pretty depressing. Like, what do we do with that? By helping them, their system self-regulate.